I'm officially concerned. I am very concerned about this Bulls offense after this performance against the Toronto Raptors. Score was 102 to 106, but to me, it's not about the result. It's about the process of this, and the Bulls' process in this game in terms of the offense, just not good. Not good at all. I am very, very upset with how the Bulls played on the offensive end of this game. Only 26 threes in this game. They had only shot 13 threes in the first half. That's unacceptable from a team that has come out and said they want to change their shot profile and they want to play faster. They want to shoot more threes and look to actually get guys shooting threes, even when it's, you know, maybe when people start thinking it's maybe not optimal. But like, I think people need to understand, like, there are many times where people think, oh, this is not optimal to shoot a three, when it's actually very optimal to shoot a three. I don't know what it is about like the Chicago fan base and some of the Chicago Bulls players. Like, they just have this thing in their head. It's like, oh, don't shoot that three, when it actually you should be shooting the three. And I honestly think Billy Donovan kind of summed this up really, really well at the end of during his post-game press conference. He was asked about only shooting 26 threes, and this is what he had to say: "We're doing is shot faking, we're passing them up, we're trying to drive the ball, and we're not even driving all the way to the rim. We're driving to the elbow and stopping, and then you pass it out, and then we end up with a more difficult shot than we had prior to that." I think that's the most important thing to keep in mind. Think about some of these shots I'm going to show you in this film breakdown that ended up actually being the result of the possession, when instead they could have just shot a three-point shot. Okay, this is the reason why this Bulls team is extremely bad in terms of three-point attempts. And it honestly, just to me, it's a mental thing with some of these guys. So I went through the entire first half. I rewatched the first half, and I'm just going to show you three-point attempts that I think were turned down by this Bulls team, mostly in the first half. There's some stuff in the second half I'm going to show, but this is just in the first half. Okay, let's just go through this play by play, and I'm going to show you why I think this was a bad turn down, it was a bad decision to turn down this three-point shot, and kind of see where the possession ends up. Right. So unfortunately, the first possession of the game, it started off right off the bat. Okay, and it just kind of showed this was not a good sign for this Bulls team moving ahead in this game. So first off, I'm cool with this possession in general. Like we've talked about this before, with having three guys on the weak side, pick and roll over here, clear out the side, let Kobe go to work. Like, this is all fine. And Kobe throws his pass to Patrick Williams. Now, while I understand that this was a high pass, he catches the ball up here, it doesn't make much sense to me why he decided to drive this. And it's a couple reasons. One, Patrick Williams, the one thing I know for certain from Patrick Williams on the offensive end is that he can shoot the ball. Okay, that's the one thing that I trust him with, no matter what. When it comes to his offensive game, him in a catch and shoot situation, he can drain it. Okay, I know he can do that. But right now, his finishing game is still kind of, up in the air. I know that he missed a lot of shots at the rim, but in general, his finishing in his career just has not been the best at the rim. So if he's not comfortable, or he's not the best at that right now, then just shoot the three ball. But not only that part, there's 4.5 seconds left on this shot clock, right? So this is the best shot you're gonna get in this scenario. Okay, so by all means, I understand Siakam's running at him. He needs to shoot this ball. Okay, he decides that he is not going to shoot this ball. Instead, he's going to drive. Now there's 2 seconds left in the shot clock, and he runs into a brick wall and tosses up this shot that ends up getting blocked. Okay, what did Billy say? Turn down a three-point shot for a more difficult shot. This is the prime example, prime egg, of turning down a three-point shot for a more difficult shot. Okay, now here's another play. Bulls are, I think this was out in transition, throw over to Vooch, and here, look, Torrey Craig. I couldn't stop it in time, but Torrey Craig was wide open over here. Okay, I cannot go back, by the way, because my internet is doing weird things. But Torrey Craig was wide open. He decided to throw it to Zach. It ends up in a turnover, right? So he turned down a three-point shot. Now it's a turnover. Just again, take the three-point shot. Let's look at this play. Right, this is at the end of the quarter, but the Bulls shouldn't be holding out the ball in this possession. Just get the best shot possible. And Zach pick and roll, he does a really good job. He draws over Malachi Flynn. This is a very good pass by Zach LaVine to Javon Carter, and this is the dude that came out in the press conference and said that he thinks the Bulls, when he played them last season, were too hesitant to shoot the three ball. And to me, he just needs to shoot this. Shoot it. Shoot the three ball. Malachi Flynn, he's running at you, but I don't care. Javon Carter, you're a 42% three-point shooter. Shoot the ball. And Javon Carter is well known for not really wanting to go to the rim. If you look at his numbers, he doesn't really go to the rim. He like shot 52 shots at the rim last season. Most of his shots came from the 3-point line. So Javon Carter, shoot this ball. Shoot the ball, please. Please shoot the ball. Okay. Next play. And this is the one that I think, honestly, it really irked me the most to see this. Unfortunately, I am going to be picking on Patrick Williams a lot in this video. And I don't mean to be mean to Pat. I really don't. But it's just that he, unfortunately, is the main culprit of what I like to call the catch and think. And in a lot of these possessions, it's not necessarily that he like decided to stop and think, but it's just he's not making the right decision. And to me, honestly, I'm not going to lie. If Pat just shot like 10 threes and went 2 for 10, I would be happy. Like, because there are many times when I watch Pat and I'm like, just shoot the ball, and he decides to drive it, and I'm just thinking to myself, you know, I would have been completely fine if you just shot it. Like, no problem whatsoever. Just shoot the ball. I would have been completely fine. So watch this play. So this is also, I think, no, it's not a transition, but let's watch pick and roll. It's a similar situation to what we saw with Carter, and Zach does another good pass. This is a very good pass, okay? And in my head, all I'm thinking is shoot the ball. And if you look at this, Pat hesitates here. Grady Dick was here, and he goes all the way out here now, and Pat decides to hesitate, and he then decides to dribble this left hand and try to go past him and dribbles off his foot. Like, it's just, to me, that this one is just straight up inexcusable from Pat. You have to shoot that ball. I understand it's 50 seconds left in the shot clock when he decided to catch that, or he got the ball and decided to dribble it. I get it. But in the end, this is the type of stuff that we're looking at to changing this Bulls offense, okay? You, Patrick Williams, you need to shoot that ball. You have to shoot that ball. No excuses whatsoever. Shoot it. You're a 40% three-point shooter. I don't know why you're not confident from shooting from there, because that's like honestly like the one thing I know you can do on the offensive end. And just to make things like even more evident here why that was such a bad decision by Pat, let's watch this play, okay? Because in this play, it's a very similar situation, but it involves a different person, okay? So you're gonna see here, DeRozan goes down to the post. Guys start to move. This is good. Now look, Kobe White. Look at this. It's the exact same spot that Pat was just in. He's guarded by the exact same player in the exact same distance, and Kobe decides, yeah, I'm gonna launch this 3-point shot. There's 10 seconds left in the shot clock, so sure, maybe a difference is shot clock, but one person decided to hesitate and not shoot the 3 ball. The other decided just to launch it immediately. Okay, it's all a mental thing, and I know Kobe is gonna launch that every single time, but for Pat, I don't know what I'm gonna get. I feel like one game he's gonna be willing to launch that, and then the next game I feel like he might just drive it every single time, or just flat out hesitate and not do anything with the ball. So Pat needs to just think, shoot it. And I made a tweet like, what does the coaching have to do to get these guys to start shooting it when they're open? Like, do they need to fine them $1,000 every single time there's a catch and shoot opportunity from 3 and they just turn it down? Like, I don't know, man. Do something, please. I genuinely do not know. Okay, let's watch this play. Okay, this is another turn down 3 in my opinion from this Bulls offense. So this is typical Bulls offense from the beginning. We see pick and roll, Kobe White. This goes over here. Vooch fades back, but instead he's just trying to swing the ball over. This is fine. Pick and roll with him at top of the key, or sorry, over here on the break. This is typical Bulls offense. Pat's clearing out. I'm cool with the spacing. I don't have an issue with this. And right here though, I don't know why Vooch doesn't take this shot. Like, DeRozan drove here, drew in. I'm gonna change this to the white pen here. Like, DeRozan, he drove in, he drew in Chris Boucher. You got 2 defenders in. Vooch, you're wide open when you have the ball right now. Chris Boucher is this far away from you. Shoot it. I don't understand why Vooch doesn't shoot this. And Vooch hasn't really shot that many threes in preseason so far. And this is the shot that we get instead. Look, a mid-range fadeaway, literally the worst shot possible you could get in this scenario. Like, just flat out the worst. It's just so annoying to see that sort of possession, because I know Vooch could have taken that 3. And look, if he missed it, I don't care. I'm not batting an eye. But if he decided instead to do exactly that, what we just saw on screen, I have a serious issue, because that's inexcusable what we saw from there. Another possession. I just don't understand why these guys are turning down these 3-point shots. Okay, so Zach's coming down in transition, and Zach's been looking phenomenal in preseason, by the way. He throws it back out. Kobe, honestly, I would have liked to see him shoot this, but he decides to throw over to Vooch, which is fine with me. Okay, But in my opinion, Vooch needs to shoot this. Okay, Vooch should 100% be shooting this ball right now. Okay, instead though, this is what happens. He decides to throw it down to Zach, and I don't even think Zach was looking for a post up in this situation. I think Zach was actually trying to come back up to the top of the key for a pick and roll. But Zach's like, I have to post up Scotty Barnes now, which is not a favorable matchup for Zach whatsoever. And so Zach just, I don't know if he's trying to, like, you know, manage the clock or something, but he decides to shoot that shot. That's a terrible shot from Zach in general, but I also don't think it's his fault, because I think Kobe could have shot the three. I think Vooch should have 100% shot the three, and then he was thrown into this situation to where he has to post up Scotty Barnes. Like, just straight up, I just don't understand the whole thought process. In this possession, the Bulls turned down 2 threes for a post fadeaway. I can't believe I had to even say that. I want to puke just saying that sentence out of my mouth. Okay, now this is the last possession I'm gonna go over as like a missed opportunity in my opinion from 3-point land. Okay, so this is the first play out of halftime for the Bulls. And I'm just gonna say I like this play. I genuinely like this play. So hand off to Kobe White, top of the key. He then throws it over to DeRozan. This is typical still from the Bulls. Okay, now in this possession, you're gonna see Patrick Williams is gonna come down, set a screen for Zach. So is Vucevic over here. So it's, you know, pin down floppy action for Zach LaVine to come off of here. And unfortunately, Zach doesn't get any separation. I think the screens, I guess, could have been a little bit better. But Zach still had the ability to get this ball and actually turn the corner and actually drive. And right here, okay, he drew in OG Anunoby, right? OG Anunoby had to come over and help. And he throws out to DeRozan. Hello, DeRozan is wide open. Okay, this is a wide open 3-point shot, and just want to talk about personnel really coming into being a big factor. Like, DeRozan needs to shoot this, but I also understand he's not really a 3-point shooter. So he throws it over to Nikola Vucevic, and yet again, I feel like he turned down a 3 because Chris Boucher is like running out here, and when Vooch catches the ball, Chris Boucher is not even out of the paint yet. Like, shoot this, shoot it, okay? And what did Billy Donovan say? Passing down 3-point shots for more difficult shots. This is the result of this possession. A 17-foot mid-range shot by Patrick Williams, which honestly, it's not his fault. This is not Pat's fault. This is on DeRozan and Vucevic, because both of them decided to turn down a 3-point shot and force Patrick Williams into a very tough situation with the shot clock winding down. Okay, this is how you have a very bad offense. This is how you are dead last in 3-point attempts in a season. This is how you struggle on the offensive end, like the Bulls did all night. The Raptors really weren't playing that well. They weren't shooting well at all. And the Bulls, they had a pretty good field goal percentage. They had more shots than Toronto Raptors, and then the score was basically the same, right? It just does not matter, because this Bulls team has a serious math issue when they play like this, okay? This is inexcusable to see by this Bulls squad tonight, and I need to see better against the Minnesota Timberwolves, just straight up better. So yeah, I am going to show some positives because I don't want to leave this video on a very sour note, okay? As much as I went after Patrick Williams and criticized him in this video, I'm going to give him credit for this play, okay? This is a transition play from Io. He throws it back out. Patrick Williams just flat out just launched it, right? This is good. I want to see that every single time from Pat. So, look, he has something to kind of build off of here and look at this game and be like, hey, this was a good decision. This was a bad decision, right? And I'm not going to put it in this video, but there are very clear plays by Pat in the fourth quarter where it was very same situation. One, he decided to drive and he got blocked. The other, he decided to shoot the 3 and he drained it, okay? Maybe that's for another day. But this is the stuff, man, that I'm like, hey, I see Pat do this. Like, he can do this, so do it more, okay? Just continue to do this. Look to shoot, don't look to drive. Just shoot the ball. Anytime you can get a catch and shoot 3-point shot, shoot it. LaVine has had a fantastic preseason, and everything that LaVine has done is exactly what I've wanted him to do. He is taking very efficient shots. He's taking shots in the paint at the rim and shooting 3-point shots. He led the team today with eight attempted threes, which is great. I think that number would have gotten to 10 if he played the entire game, right? So LaVine is doing a fantastic job. I have no complaints from LaVine whatsoever, and he's done a fantastic job all preseason. So this is a play, though, by Billy Donovan out of a timeout that I really, really like, and I hope to see more of this for Zach. So Aya brings the ball up here, and we're going to pay attention to what Drummond does and what Zach does, all right? So little handoff action to Zach, and immediate Drummond screen, okay? And Drummond kind of already starts here at start possession, so he can't really get like an illegal screen called against him, which is great. And we just see Zach just gets absolutely downhill and just bullies his way through Scotty Barnes and gets a quick layup. I think some people have been talking about how Zach looks trimmer. I'm not exactly sure what this is, if that's true or not, but I do think that Zach looks like the healthiest he has been in like the last 2.5 years. I know that after the All-Star break last season, he played very well, but I think this is honestly the healthiest he has been in the last 2.5 years, which is great to see. So I'm expecting a great season from Zach LaVine. And I can make a whole video on why I think Zach is a great player, but moving on. This is where I'm going to end the video. Unfortunately, this is going to end in some pain as Patrick Williams does miss this layup, but I'm going to give credit to Billy Donovan for this, because I do think that this was actually a very well drawn up play for this end of game play where the Bulls need a bucket. Okay, so Dalen Terry's inbounding. We see here cross screen, right? Phillips goes this way. Pat's going to come up here. Okay. There's a Drummond screen. Pat's going to catch the ball in this area. Okay. I would assume it was all the way over here. Okay. So Io is all the way in the backcourt. And so Pat catches it. And look at Io. Io's running through. And I like this play a lot because you actually see here that there's an opportunity to hand off the ball to Io over here. But if that's not going to be a handoff, then you see here that Malachi Flynn has to run with Io. Okay. And this basically takes Io's defender out of the situation. Okay. Look. So Io brings over Malachi Flynn and completely takes him out of the situation. You see Dalen Terry's move through. Okay, this is basically a very good way to get an isolation. Okay, and I think that this was a pretty well drawn out play by Billy. Isolation completely wide open for Pat to go ahead and do something. I don't personally like the drive at the end of a game by anybody, not just Pat, like from anybody, because if you do get fouled, the officials never call it. But Pat, you know, he broke down his defender. You just got to execute, honestly. So you know, pretty good play drawn up by Billy Donovan. Sucks that Pat missed it. I wouldn't have minded Pat just taking a mid-range shot there, honestly. But you know, it is what it is. So this is it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. We're less than 100 away. Thank you guys for all the support. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.